Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about The Karate Kid Part 2. And this movie came out in 1986 and has all the same cast reprising their roles from the first movie over into this movie. And I like this movie about as much as I like the first movie, and I'm not really a big fan of the first film. I think it's fine. It just doesn't impact me that much, and that's pretty much what I got out of this movie. Just some nice character moments that I did enjoy, but overall I was kind of left unsatisfied. And what really let me down about this movie is the antagonist of the film. There's nothing to him. They're just either there to say that there is a plot going on or just to be annoying, and that was kind of frustrating to sit through. And my favorite scenes of this movie are when it's not focused on the plot. It's just focused on the characters, and that stuff I liked. It's just the story surrounding these characters, take it or leave it. And the action, just too many close shots, sometimes quick cutting, and you can't really make out what's going on. And on top of that, sometimes it's taking place at night and you can't really see what's going on, and that was kind of upsetting. And this is supposed to be an action movie, kind of. It's an action movie, but also a sports movie, and it doesn't really work as either one of those. And there's hardly any action in the movie. And when we do get to the action, it's like a minute long, and like I've said already, not that great either when it comes to the presentation. And I just found this movie to be very forgettable. I've forgotten at least half of it by now, and I just watched it today, and I don't really remember a whole lot. And usually when that happens, that's not a good sign for me, because a good movie is supposed to stick with you, whereas this one is just mediocre. It's so in between. It's not memorable enough to be good, or it doesn't have enough things about say that it's bad. And if it was bad, then I could have more to say about it, but I can't, because the whole movie is just kind of bland and boring. And there were definitely some callbacks to the first film. Not that it had callbacks in every single scene in the film, but there were some that I did notice, and I felt that I should at least mention those. And they didn't really bug me because they were spread out. I can say that much about them. But to go to positives for this movie, I like our two main leads. I do think that they carry the movie pretty well, and they're doing their best. It's just, like I've said already, not really interested in the story that's going on, and it's very basic, paint by numbers, generic. You know what's going to happen, and there's no surprises along the way. I honestly feel like I've just watched nothing, because I've pretty much eradicated the entire experience from my mind. And I'm desperately trying to figure out what actually happened in the movie, because there was the opening scene, which was basically just summing up everything that happened in the first movie, or at least in the last half hour of the first movie. And you get to see a little bit of the aftermath after our main character won. And we see Daniel go to Mr. Miyagi's house, and he's like building something, we don't quite know what. And I kind of like that. And then we go to Japan. Our characters get on a plane to Japan. And then we arrive in Japan, and then we were introduced to the villains pretty early on. And then we're introduced to the love interest character. And then our main character learns some new things along the way. And eventually we get to a fight. But the movie was much longer than that. The movie is like 2 hours long, so what happened? I don't even remember. Also, I don't really consider anything that I've said to be a spoiler, because this is almost an unspoilable movie, because almost nothing happens for the majority of it, and even the things that do happen in the story, you can pretty much see them coming a mile away, and just me saying that there's a fight at the end of the film doesn't mean that, like, the entire movie's spoiled. I'm guessing, at the very least, most of you were expecting a fight to happen at the end of the movie. And that's about all I have to say about The Karate Kid Part 2. It was forgettable, kind of like the first movie. I'm not sure if it's better or worse than the first movie. They're about the same for me. I just don't really connect to any of these Karate Kid movies. I think they're fine. It's just, I'm never going to watch them again, and that's how I feel about them. So with all that being said, I'm going to give The Karate Kid Part 2 a 5 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of The Karate Kid Part 2, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Eagle Eye. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day. I've forgotten the movie. It's like it didn't happen.